All right, we're live. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in. It's a little bit of a different setting today. I am in Mollymook, New South Wales. So, very different from my normal office down in Hobart, Tasmania. And it's pretty nice out. Pretty nice out. I'm sitting in the camp kitchen at the caravan park. All right, so a few things happening this week. I'm on the Winds. They are kicking goals. So first things first, as always, the group's growing. We're getting closer to that time for that giveaway, and there seems to be a lot of people with a lot of good questions and a lot of desire to get more out of life. And to do that, it helps to have community, helps to be supported. So if you have any friends or family or anyone you know who is really looking for a bit more out of life, they want to become stronger, more capable, and really just feel good as they go through life, get the energy back, please invite them to the group. Please share your stories, where you're at with your fitness and your health journey, and let's just keep the conversation happening because that's how we get places. So, thank you to everyone who has been participating this week. Let's discuss a few things that happened in the group. So, our wonderful nutritionist Abby did share a great recipe for Snickers protein balls, which is awesome. And if anyone has tried any of the recipes we've been sharing in the group, please post about that. Please tell us how that's going. Now, the poll was quite an interesting one. So we're post Easter, and Easter tends to come with a bunch of food habits. And we were curious to know how you went over the weekend with your food and the holidays. And most of you said you didn't have a plan and you just winged it. Wang it. Wung it. Past tense of wing. And so you just went into the weekend and did whatever. And that may or may not work for you. I'm assuming that that answer means it probably didn't work for you, not having a plan. And this is actually why I put together the whole Eat Like an Adult resource, Eat Like an Adult infographic, because just having a good basic understanding of what it takes to eat for what you want out of life will help you in these situations. And it doesn't mean you don't get to have fun. Everybody, when they start up, is like, well, I don't want to cut out a whole food group. Like, well, tell me what a food group is. A lot of people are like, I can't eat starches. Well, starches aren't a food group. Okay? People are like, well, I can't eat bread. Well, bread's not a food group either. It's an item of food. People don't want to give up things without knowing what those things really are and how they fit into our diet. And eating like an adult means having a decent understanding of what we need to do to get what we want out of life through our food choices. And so when it comes to these holiday nutritions, and I did a reel about this just before Christmas. So if you're on my Instagram, you can see that there. And there's a few things you can do to really make sure that you are on track during the holidays. And that doesn't mean just, public holidays and uh, big religious holidays full of traditional foods. It means if you're on vacation, if you have a long weekend, and your schedule is out of whack. Some things you can do to make sure that you are on track and not setting yourself back with your food are, here we go, drink enough water. Make sure you drink a big glass of water if you think you're hungry. If you're about to gorge on some delicious food, have a glass of water first. Now, in traditional medicines, this is usually frowned upon because it may impede some digestion. But the idea is that you are not filling yourself with food when you're actually thirsty. So take care of that thirst first because being hydrated is going to help you in a lot of ways. Two, get your protein. If you're at a buffet, big family meal, bunch of food, don't fill up on the potatoes and the bread. Get your serving of protein first. And the general rule of thumb is if you look at it's the rule of palm. If you look at the size and shape and thickness of your palm, one dense protein source should be about that big. And you should be getting at least 3 or 4 of those a day for everybody. Some people more, but at least 3 to 4 servings, palm-sized servings of dense protein foods. And these are usually your animal products. So if you're sitting there and you have the choice between potato salad or ham or turkey, get your meats first, get your proteins in first, eat at least your palm-sized portion, and then eat the rest of your food. Because then at least you're being nourished even if you overeat, as opposed to overeating and being undernourished by just eating all the tasty white carbs and sugar. So nourish yourself, hydrate yourself. Number three, the apple test. Eat the meals, don't snack all day. It's Easter. That means there's a lot of really, really sweet chocolate eggs going around. As an adult, you can choose whether or not you eat those. Also, whether or not they're in the house. And this is the biggest thing is we need to be making conscious decisions, not just mindlessly eating. Because you know what? 99% of people, that doesn't work out well for them when you just mindlessly eat. So being conscious. Sometimes you need to keep a food journal because it lets you really see what you're eating and drinking. So doing the apple test. The apple test is part of the whole eat like an adult system. If you are digging around looking for a snack and you have an apple or other piece of fruit, could be a banana, could be a peach, would you eat that? That's a sweet thing too. But if you're like, no, I'm only really looking for Easter eggs or whatever, insert sweet thing, then you're not hungry. You have a craving. Make a conscious decision then to eat that piece of fruit or have a glass of water or get your protein in and then revisit and think, okay, is this a decision that I can make consciously and have it benefit me now that I'm actually nourished by having had the fruit, the protein, or the water? So those are really important things. So doing the swap out, assessing if you're really hungry, at least making sure you're nourished, and then have the dessert. And the other thing is, if you're on an eating plan, make sure it's balanced. So this is something a lot of people also come in saying, it's like, I don't want to give up food groups, but it's also, I'm not going to give up X delicious thing. And my thing with eating plans is always this. You can eat whatever you want. And I'm never going to tell you that you shouldn't have a certain type of food. You can eat whatever you want, but you cannot eat it whenever you want. You can have pizza. You can have lasagna. You can have pasta. You can have a bowl of plain white sugar, but you can't have it every day and you can't have it all the time. You have to make a conscious decision around your food. And if you're really buckling down and you are staying balanced, you go, it's Easter this weekend. I'm going to forego some treats during the week, cut down a little bit of the high calorie, low nutrient foods that I normally eat so I can have those same calories on the weekend when I know there's going to be a lot of stuff I really do want. That's balance. That means if you know you have a big night on Saturday, eat one less slice of bread each day during the week, and you'll have 500 to 600 calories to enjoy on the weekend. That's balance. That's something that you can do for the rest of your life. You don't need to eat the treats every day. If you do, they're not treats, they're just part of your diet. So really looking at making the decisions you make conscious and beneficial for what you want out of life. I mean, that same lesson applies to finances, applies to your time. How much time do you spend just doom scrolling on social media instead of making conscious decisions around what's best for you so that you can have a better tomorrow, have a better next week? The more consciousness we can bring to these decisions, the better decisions you will make. So that's my rant on holiday eating. Uh, those of you that just winged it and may do, I hope that it didn't set you back too much this week. Those of you that had fantastic, one of the answers was fantastic and went exactly to plan. It's nice to see. I see you, Gab. Great work out there. And some of you just need a little extra help, and I hope that just having those 3 points to keep in mind when going about holiday eating. Hey, Michael, I see you out there. Just having those 3 points can really help. And if you want the full infographic, there's two pages of very easy and concise points. It's designed to be just put on your refrigerator to remind you when you open the fridge how to eat like an adult. It's free, so if you want it, just drop a comment and say something like, "Let's eat." And I'll get it sent to you. I'll send it to you, or Abby, or one of the team members will. But everybody should have a copy of the Eat Like an Adult infographic. It just makes it easy to remember what's important. Now, a few things to keep in mind too. I want to always acknowledge the hard work of people, particularly clients, and everything they're doing out there to make sure they are having the future they want and they are becoming strong for life. And so we've had a bunch of people uh, take up the offer of the promo last week. So great job, all of you, for starting up. Kyle, Raquel, Basuki, Libby, Matt, Jane, all of you are killing it. It's great to have you on board. I'm super happy to be here, part of this journey, and me and the team will do our best to make sure you become as capable and strong for life as you could ever want to be. So well done to all of you. Everybody else, we're always here to chat. If you have any thoughts, concerns, questions, throw them in the group. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Abby. Let's all just do our best, eat like adults, become strong for life, and kick some ass. All right. We'll chat next week. We'll be in a different location. And if you have any thoughts or questions on this, what's up, Kyle? I see you out there. Please drop them in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Have a good week, everybody.